Newsfirst, Newsline with Faraz, Shauketaly.
And top of the morning to you, top of the week to you. This is Newsline, live as always from the Newsfirst studios in Dawson Street in Canberra. Today is rather a special day. It's the dawn of our 5th year of broadcasting. That's right, over 1,040 programs, 520 mostly live hours of programming. It's been wonderful. It's been serious as much as it's been enjoyable. On the dawn of our 5th year, Newsline is grateful to you, the public, for watching. All our 1,040 programs and 520 plus hours of broadcasting. The viewing public, you, have played an integral part of our broadcasts 5 times a week for the last 4 years. It's been brilliant. There's lots of people that we have to thank. Of course, I must thank my wonderful co-host at the beginning, Bandula Jayasekara, for his, it was his vision actually. He sort of suggested this, and the person at the end of this he let us do it. Our guests have ranged from members of the public, parliamentarians, deputies and state ministers, cabinet ministers, ministerial secretaries, chairmen of corporations, corporate leaders from the private sector, auditors general, central bankers, members of the armed forces, the police, the clergy, specialists in the field of defence, crime, explosives, shipping, cyber security, agriculture, surgeons, medical experts, professionals from the tree industry, exporters, provincial councillors, mayors, ambassadors, members of the legal fraternity, award-winning authors and experts and not so professional experts on constitutional matters. We have covered politics from more angles than apparent and foreign policy challenges. The list is as diverse as the endless myriad problems we in Sri Lanka face. Newsline has spurred debate, exposed corruption, departures from due process. We have sought to encourage transparency and instill and encourage a sense of responsibility and accountability, and championed the people's voice. All of these are a reflection of the ethos that is the Capital Maharaja stable of media assets, including, of course, Newsfirst, the prime provider of news in Sri Lanka. Thank you for the past 4 years, and we look forward to the 5th. It's been an eye-opener as much as it has been enjoyable. To all the producers, the editors, the camera crew, the makeup unit, the control room, Mr. Hanifa, our tea specialist, the not-forgotten heroes at our MCR in Department, assistants, managers, and our wonderful group director, Shaban Daniel. Thank you to the visionary figure making this all possible. All I have to say is one that is on behalf of us all. One person has been, will be, and is our inspiration. Mr. Rajendran Rajamahendran, our wonderful chairman. Thank you. And on Newsline this morning, back to work, we have with us a person who spent much of his working life with the Sri Lankan Navy, providing security, innovation, and at the end of the day, taking care of you and me. He's right here with us, the Chief of Defence Services, the highest ranking serving military officer in our country, Admiral Wijegunaratne. Thank you very much, Admiral, for being with us this morning, and especially on the day that we're celebrating the launch of our 5th year of broadcasting. Thank you.
Thank you, Faraz.
It's been wonderful to have you on the program because we are ever so grateful for your contribution to safety and so on in our country. Before I start going on there, I wonder if I can give you a piece of cake from Newsline. Our wonderful producer, John, and Harshana have made this possible. So I'll cut you a piece of cake.
Yes,
please. You haven't got sugar, have you?
No.
All right, good. There we go.
Thank you very much.
There we are.
And congratulations for you.
Thank you. Please, shall I give you some tissues over there? Look. And there's some biscuits. Right, now then. Admiral, I wanted to ask you, how do you feel about, especially, look, let me cut to the chase. I'm talking about after 21st of April. We seem to be enjoying the freedom, the safety after 33 years of a war. And finally, for about the last 10 years, we had a semblance of peace. How do you feel as a person who spent 39 years looking after our security? How do you feel about what happened?
Yeah, it was very sad because for when we joined the military in 1980, that there was no war. And then in 1983, it start it very slowly.
Right.
And then for next almost 20 years, we were getting hammered left and right by the LTT terrorist. And we had to change from the conventional thinking.
Right.
The catchphrase was asymmetric warfare. And we changed our tactics, we changed our equipment, we changed our weaponry, even we changed our strategy. And with all these changes, we were able to become victorious on 2009.
Right.
So after that, as you very well known, for next 10 years, we had complete peace. And when I say complete peace, not a single incident.
That's remarkable, isn't it?
Yes, it is remarkable. And I think that gave a chance for others to think that now the war is over and the military is no more important. So you can see during that 10 years and especially during last 5 years how the things happen. It was not that important. Military was never been very important.
Right.
And then especially our intelligence units have been weakened. And then on this Easter Sunday, the attack on 21st of April,
Right.
which in fact devastated the whole nation. And this is the first time in the world 8 suicide bombers went to 8 different places and 6 of them simultaneously exploding. And then they were targeting the innocent civilians, the people who were in the church, who were there for the Easter Sunday Mass, and then the 5-star hotels where that the large number of tourists, Western tourists were there. We were never in the horizon of the IS attack, and that is where that we were lagging in our intelligence, not only local as well as the foreign intelligence. And then there was another group, National Tawhid Jamaat, led by the Saran Hashim, which has been in our radar for a fairly long time. And we have not taken that very seriously, and we never imagined that they will do such attack. So it is sad, you fight a war, you win it, and you have peace, and then you are getting ready to pack up your bag and go home, and then another thing happened where that you can't say that when I go home, I can't say that I did my job, because there's a lot of work which is remaining.
That's sad, actually. But I'm going to ask you a little bit about you, because I know that you've been sort of an innovator as well. I don't know whether we can zoom in onto Admiral's badges there, medals. If you can zoom in, I'd like to ask you, Admiral, what above your name tag you've got one medal there. What is?
Yeah, this is
that one there. Yes.
The badge for the Special Boat Squadron, or SBS,
right,
which is the commando unit of Sri Lanka Navy.
And you were the initial commander?
Yeah, I was the pioneer in 1993 when we started, and then I was the commander. I commanded the unit twice in my career.
Okay. And which one of these would you say, out of all your medals, is the most rare one?
I would say among the badges,
Yeah.
this is most important. That is the SBS.
service.
Yes, and these are the medals.
Right.
And out of that, the first one, which is closest to your heart, is called Virodhara Vibhushan.
Right.
That is the second highest gallantry medal in Sri Lanka. You know that first medal is awarded posthumously.
I see.
So nobody has got it.
Right.
This is the second one. And when I say second one, this is equal to Ashok Chakra in India.
I see.
And this is for saving lives.
I see.
It doesn't require to be in the...
I wonder if the camera can pan on that one there so that we can see it. Okay, thank you. So that is for gallantry.
Gallantry.
And it's only awarded to people who are alive.
Yes, when I say gallantry, even personal gallantry, even in the non-military nature,
I see.
if you save lives, you are entitled for that.
Did you get that after a specific incident or after a series of incidents?
Yeah, after a specific incident where I saved a lot of lives.
How many a lot?
We were 4.
Right.
And we were floating for almost 17 hours. And I saved these 4 lives long time ago in Jaffna.
And where are those people whom you saved?
All are retired. They are all sailors.
Okay.
All of them are retired now.
And I suppose they look upon you as their savior.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Do they keep in touch with you?
Yes, still.
That's wonderful. In all those 39 years, Admiral, when did you feel that you were getting the better of the LTT?
In fact, when we started fighting with them with the small boats,
right,
there we thought that we are getting better.
Right.
At the same time, we were able to sink their floating warehouses 1,000 miles away from our country.
So they had floating warehouses?
Yes.
And what did they have there?
All the weapons.
I see.
Actually, they were floating armories.
Right.
Thousands of weapons, artillery rounds and everything was kept in a ship about 1,200 nautical miles away from the country.
And when did you all sort of identify that?
We identified in 2006.
Right.
And by 2006, October, November and 2007, we were able to destroy them, except 3.
Okay. Oh, so this is where you went and bombed it all?
Yes.
And did you feel at the time that you were doing this, did you know that then we're really going to end the war now?
Yeah, of course, because if you see the statistics, that our army was getting hit by artillery and mortar attacks. So when they were advancing, they had a large number of casualties. So these ships had the mortars and artillery rounds. They used to transfer whatever the stock that they want by trawlers. So rather than targeting the trawlers, we thought Admiral Karanagoda's vision that we will go all the way and hit the ships.
Right.
So we were able to hit that with the support of the US intelligence that we got. And so after that, LTT was short of artillery and mortars.
I see.
So even it is there in the record, the Prabhakaran has said, when Kilinochchi was falling, he has asked the international purchased expert of the KP to send rounds for 10 artillery guns, that he said he will assure that the Sinhalese army will go back to Anuradhapura. But they were not able to get this. So the advancing forces had less casualties from the indirect fire.
I've got a viewer who's asking me for you to show them the parachute medal.
Yeah.
What's that? That's the one above it.
Yes.
I see. Tell us about it, because apparently you did something extraordinary there.
No, actually, when I was doing the second jump, I broke my legs.
Both your legs?
Yes.
Okay. Must have been very painful, is it?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
It was more painful when you go home and when you get a thundering blast from your wife.
I'm so glad that you mentioned your wife, because these are the unsung heroes, really, because you've for 39 years so far you've been providing security and so on, and so I wonder how your children or your child is. Did you see much of your son?
Yeah, that's true. You know, see that when they are young age, we miss their birthdays, which is, every year they are looking for. So we should, not only me, that all military officers of, our vintage should thank our wives. They brought up the children single-handedly.
Indeed.
And then again, most of our colleagues were dying or getting killed.
Yeah.
So my wife, I used to call my wife and say when there is one of my colleague is dead, to go for the funeral. And she goes, and after the war she said most of the time when she was coming back after the funeral, she was thinking, when is my day? Whether I will get a call saying Ravi is dead and body is coming home, and whether I can handle all these things. So I should pay tribute to all the military wives.
Indeed.
Yeah, who kept quiet and looked after our families and brought our children single-handedly when we were away.
It's wonderful. It's wonderful, and honestly, the wives of our military officers and everybody in the military, their wives have done a wonderful, wonderful job, and they're not actually thanked enough, and I'd like to say thank you for that. I know that you've had your own troubles and own allegations and so on, but I do want to ask you one thing. After 39 years, when you go back to a house that you built, because that's what you did, when you go back there, will you be getting your pension check at the end of that month?
Yes, because Faraz, when we leave or when we retire, we get our gratuity first.
Okay.
So you having some lump sum,
right,
till you get your first pension check.
Okay.
So today is a very important day for the military,
right,
as it is important for the Newsline.
Yeah.
Because after a long time that our pay and pension of the military people has been increased.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so we should thank to the President, with the Defense Minister and the Commander-in-Chief, and then to our Finance Minister, Prime Minister, and to the Finance Secretary for giving us this pay rise, especially to the retired military people who are really depending on their pension.
Admiral, you said earlier that when we were talking about the peace and the victory and then the 10 years thereafter and the attacks on the 21st of April, and you said that when you go home you won't be able to say I did my job because of what's happened now. But equally, amongst all that, when you retire and you go home, will it bother you that we are entering into these agreements, the popularly known as AXA and SOFA, which will permit, especially SOFA, will permit foreign troops, American troops, to be on our soil? Is that something? How do you feel as a military man?
Faraz, when you look at this, you have to see the realities also.
Yeah.
This is the reality. If you put the US economy into one side and put next 4 biggest economies into the other side, the US economy is bigger.
Okay.
And if you put the US defense expenditure into one side and you put the 7 biggest defense expenditures next to US to one side, still the US defense expenditure be bigger. It is almost 37% of the world defense expenditure.
Okay.
And then US is the only country. Now, in Sri Lanka, we divide Sri Lanka into various areas, say Northern Naval Command, Southern Naval Command, Eastern Naval. So US is the only country who has divided the world, our world, into 6 different commands.
Okay.
And where they have a standing army, navy, air force and marines.
But
So
what-
this is the reality.
Yeah.
But we were engaging with US from 1993 onwards, because when we started our special forces, we got their training from 1996.
Right.
Every year we have a exercise called exercise balance style
Right.
from 96 to date. We never had any problems, because when we were negotiating in these exercises,
Yeah.
you know, we negotiate. We don't say whatever they want and we don't agree to it. You know, we had to negotiate and come to a middle ground and then agree. Now, even in these agreements, there are certain things that we can't agree. So we have to negotiate it, and we have to say, these are a sovereign nation. As per our constitution, we can't have these things happening. So let us come. And US, I know, definitely, they will understand. So the problem is that without negotiating anything,
So
we are blindly, you know, agreeing to it. And I don't think even US will be, you know, want that to happen.
Right. They can ask, but we need to have the backbone to negotiate.
Yes, we have to negotiate, because in 2016, when Admiral Harris, at that time the commander of the Indo-Pacific Command, who came to Galle Dialogue as our guest speaker, he said Sri Lanka is important to US for three things. That is your location, location, location. So our location in the Indian Ocean is very important. Shiva Shankar Menon, who was the National Security Advisor of India, he wrote a book and he said Sri Lanka is a permanent aircraft carrier for India in the Indian Ocean. So our location in center of the Indian Ocean is very important. So it is that we should understand that, and we should negotiate in the same way with these countries. And the problem is, when we go for such an agreement with US, do you think that other countries will just keep quiet? They will also throw agreement to you. You have to agree to it. Now, we did the mistake by giving Hambantota for 99 years, which the US was not happy. Now, US want to compensate that. We said we'll go for 33 years. We said we'll go for 66 years lease. No, we end up with 99 years. Now, US is saying you gave Hambantota. Why not you can't agree to this? And then after some time the Russians will come and say, you know, we have been very friendly with you. We have been supporting you in every international forum, you know, when you have the human rights allegations. And can we have agreement with you for giving preference to our ships to enter? So it will not end.
It won't be.
So we have to be very.
And then the Indians will want to.
Yeah, of course, we can't forget India. We can't forget India. India is very concerned. India doesn't want their southern boundaries being exposed to foreign powers.
Right. So it's a worrying time.
Yeah, of course, it's worrying time. The most worrying is that when you, when you tell your views at the military leaders in our country, you know, when they are not being heard by the people, you know, who took these decisions of.
So those people appear to be deaf when the military is talking.
A military has been always, for us, from the time of independence, being apolitical.
Right.
But military is being loved by the whole nation.
Absolutely.
Why? Because we are apolitical. If we start politics, I think we would have ended up in the same way.
Right.
So we try to be away from politics and do our job.
Right.
And when we fail, like on the 21st of April, we are really sad, because we know that something went wrong somewhere. But we can't just say we are not aware of, or we are not aware of it. So it is our mistake. So we have to build up our intelligence to the same ground where that we were fighting with LTT. Mind you, we had an intelligence which we sent people to far, far away countries and detect these ships. Even 2009, when the 3 ships of LTT left, which were parked in various countries, 2 took the LTT and their families went to Canada, and there was one ship which called Princess Krishanta in a country far away from us, which were parked there. We sent our intelligence team. We went and we want to buy the ship. And then we said we want to go on a trial to buy the ship. We took the ship out of the harbor, went on trial, threw the LTTs into the sea and brought the ship here.
Wonderful story that is. I like that.
Yes. And that was led by one of the great Sri Lankan Navy officer called Captain D.K.P. Dasanayak. I can tell his name now. You know, I know how much he was being harassed. You know, who talked about them? Nobody. Because these stories we can't disclose to the public. There are secrets which will go down with us into our coffin.
But how do you feel when those secrets are being broadcast and being printed all over the world? Because at some committee or in some courthouse even, the events that take place within the National Security Council are not treated in that secretive way.
Yeah, there is a problem there, because as you very rightly said, for us, you see, we are all under the law.
Yeah.
We all are there. But there are certain things which we call national security.
Yeah.
So these things sometimes we can't disclose. If you don't disclose, you may end up in the jail. But I can say, the military leaders like us, we do prefer to end up in the jail than disclosing these things. Now the wonderful story that I said of bringing this ship all the way here, how many people in Sri Lanka knows that? And who? Now when this officer was in the remand custody for a very long time, he had 2 daughters. How these 2 daughters felt? They didn't knew that what their father did. And when this boy went on this mission with 1 more officer and 2 sailors to bring this ship, he knew that he may get caught.
Yeah.
But what would have happened if he is caught in a foreign country doing such a thing? So we have great stories. And we have to protect these intelligence people. We are paying the price for not protecting these intelligence people. Some of the people who are being from 2014 onwards, who were tailing or carrying out to find out where Saran, still in the jail.
Still in jail?
Yes. Still in the remand custody in Batticaloa prison, because there is allegation that they were involved in killing of MP Joseph Parraj Singham. Now this boy, he cries when we go to meet him. He says, if I was outside, sir, I would have not allowed this to happen. So our intelligence has gone down. It is our duty to bring it back and make sure that our country is safe.
Would it be too much to ask you what we need to do to bring our intelligence up again?
Give them the assurance and get the morale back, which was shattered, and then allow them to work, and allow them to work under able leadership, so that they will produce the results. But it is already done, it is on its way, but it will take some time.
You've, we're about to finish, but I just have to say this. You've actually trained American SEALs?
Yes.
That's incredible. A Sri Lankan has trained American SEALs.
Yeah, not only American SEALs, with the Indian Marcos in Jaffna Lagoon, I fought with them and the officer who was with me got the Mahavira Chakra, the second highest gallantry medal, and I also got a medal. And then in Pakistan recently, they recognized my work and awarded me with the Nishan-e-Imtiaz military medal, the highest medal that they have. So we have done our job, but we can't go home now peacefully because what happened on 21st.
What's your wife's name?
Yamuna.
But you know, I think that Yamuna is looking forward to having you at home because I'm told that you have this wonderful hobby. Apparently you're a good cook.
No, today she must be cooking. No, these days, after becoming the Navy Command and the Chief of Defence Staff, she is not allowing me to go to the kitchen.
Okay.
Because we have the Navy cooks. Maybe after retirement, yes, I should first build a good kitchen for my house.
Right.
State-of-the-art kitchen, so that I can invite you also, Faraz.
Well, wonderful. I like that. But honestly, Admiral Ravi Wijegunaratne, from the bottom of our hearts and on behalf of the Capital Maharaja Group, I want to say thank you for everything you've done for our country over the last 39 years of your service. And the group, of course, is very grateful. I'm sure the public are grateful. And I hope and pray that you will forgive those who've made various moves against you. Do forgive them, because I'm sure they are not well informed, or they are only politically informed. Who knows? And who cares, actually? Because at the end of the day, we wish you all the very best for your future. We hope you enjoy your retirement, and don't feel too badly, because you've done the best that you can in your lifetime. But I do hope that you'll watch over us in every little way that you can. It's been wonderful, and I'm sorry that your wife isn't here to thank her, because obviously she's taking pretty good care of your home front while you were doing your bit for the country. Admiral Ravi Wijegunaratne, it's been an amazing experience having you on the program. Thank you very much indeed, sir.
Thank you, Faraz.
And that's the way it was on Newsline this morning. Do take care. Thank you for watching. And as we start year 5, please follow us, because we'll bring you all the things that you need to know about corruption, departures of due process, and politics and current affairs, of course. Take care, and God bless.
News First, Newsline with Faraz Shauketaly.